sunset. So last time I was here, it's been a while since I've been here. Last time I was here, it was blowing so much. I don't know if I uploaded it here or somewhere. I forget, but it was just insane. Just nuts. Anyway. All right, so alien disclosure because it's a spring break. You wouldn't know that by well, I guess you kind of get to know down there. It's busier. The big beach is back there, but this one, over here is a little bit harder to get to. Of course, some of this stuff's probably from the hurricane and all that. It's a little bit of it, probably. Of course, they probably moved all this stuff around, but still. So it's hurricane. It has that hurricane vibe. Obviously, where the world is going, a couple months. A couple months. You have to have a couple. We're having some breakdowns. You have the whole thing with the Egypt and the whole. Is there like a whole universe under the ocean, under the sea, under the desert, like this huge metropolis? It's possible. It's hard to tap into that because you connect everyone. But either way, it's coming out. Even if you can't really prove it, it's still something. It's making mainstream, or at least some kind of mainstream. So that's a good thing. It's some kind of progress. Even if you want some kind of some kind of shift. It's better than nothing. China might cause some issues. It's a possibility of that. Anything can drop at this point. Things, of course, the spring break. Of course, people can only handle so much. So you have a little bit of a break right now. But whatever reality you want to bring in, it's like the calm before the storm. Or you can live a hell incarnation where there's no calm, ever. Your version of calm is just eating some crackers on a Saturday night. That's as good as it's going to get. But either way, this incarnation is definitely not what it's cracked up to be. Even if I explain what I've been through, I don't think people even believe it or even care. It sucks. But anyway, at least you're surviving, right? Whatever that means. Some of the secret space program people, I guess they have. I guess that's where the grass is greener, I guess. They live in these nice houses and everything. They go on all these conferences and talk about whatever the hell it is. I can't prove any of it. But, it's entertainment. I guess it's some kind of disclosure for those that can't handle reality. Or there is some truth there, I imagine, somewhere. Anybody can dig that up. Is it relevant to your incarnation? Probably not. For some, they need it for whatever reason. But it's pays well, I guess. That's what it's whatever. Not interested. But for where things are heading, just a couple months. This month, it seems like. Some obviously there are situations going on in the news. We're just waiting for the rope to drop, basically. It won't be. I won't feel like it'll be fully economic. Yes, economics will be hit by it, but not like a total damnation. No. So you'll feel some weather there, but what needs to fall will fall, whatever that might be. U.S. might need to go through a lot of darkness. Not the entire U.S., but there seems like there's something there that needs to, some kind of awakening that needs to be done there. As for the aliens popping up and doing their thing, it's possible this year. It's hard to. I guess we'll find out, won't we? They're not telling me anything. A couple months of some kind of disclosure. Could be the aliens. There's a lot of, of course, Pleiadian energies here. I felt a lot of Zeta frequencies too. I feel the zeta is around, was around the power plants to make sure they're somewhat stable for obvious reasons. Of course, the Palladians, yeah, they feel like, of course, they're, they have no, I mean, not that they don't want to have a choice. I mean, they have no choice to be part of this because, they're one of the reasons why this world is the way it is. So you're going to hear that one a lot. There's a lot of Andromedan energy here, and that's for relaxation, for taking it easy. Of course, you can get that from the Palladians too, but there's a version of that. But there's also Andromedan, just listen to music, just calm, connect to yourself, and just release the past, and just bring in the nirvana or the zen or whatever word you want to use with that. Palladian energies, of course, the thing is about their relaxation and love making and everything, you get kind of overkill, meaning like that's all they think about. Not, I imagine they have that in their world, but also here, where they just can't get their minds out of that mindset, get obsessed with all, kind of like, what do you call it? Nothing wrong with it, but it can get kind of out of hand too at the same time. So, of course, Andromedans have some version of that too, but I feel like Palladians are kind of, when they connect to the physical, they can get out of hand. Of course, the same thing happens to the Andromedans, but I feel like it happens more with the Palladians here for obvious reasons, because they're so interlocked with this place. Of course, also they can bring a lot more chaos here too, due to their own, what's going on with them. This world triggers a lot of their own darkness as you get closer to the physical frequencies. So, the Egyptian energy, just one, it's subtle, but it has impact, but it's subtle. It's not hitting the mainstream. It's hitting some kind of, your alternative mainstream, which is good. But obviously there's a lot more to unpack. I would think some of these major conspiracy theory channels would die eventually. We don't, maybe not now. I figure they're eventually kind of run out. At least I guess you have to have a major disclosure for that to happen. We don't need them anymore, because a lot of them are just chicken littles, crying about everything all the time. So the sky is falling every 5 minutes. World War III is going to happen every second. It's like, jeez, but it works. It pays well, just like the SSV stuff. That pays well too. It's just like you have the right keywords. You can live a prosperous life. As for the karma it built for up, that was a whole different story. They can lie to themselves and continue that narrative. Of course, it's part of the mythology, but still, it's you kind of keep that story going. Especially what I'm doing, getting pushed back everywhere I go. God, physically, mentally, every step of the way, it's pushback. It's fun. It's definitely not an incarnation anybody would really want, that's for sure. I'm probably not the only one, but it's beyond old, but it keeps doing it anyway. I don't know if it's supposed to improve in a couple months, I guess. Well, say if the aliens do show up in a couple months, that one, we've been saying that. I mean, I don't say it every year. I kind of gave up on that one. But anything can. I haven't had any. I've been tapping into their frequency. I did, when I was. I can feel that they go into like shopping centers and things like that undercover every now and then, and you'll never know. Yeah, obviously, or anywhere for that matter, of course. And they just shift. I mean, because they're physical, obviously in the fourth dimension, but they can just shift. It's like they slip in. They slip in, slip out. But it's also to feel how the vibes. They can do it in their, on a ship, but just to be here on ground is another story. It's a whole different. I have a word for it. I can't remember. I haven't been using that term for a while. I forget the name. Ground crew. That technically, a lot of us are ground crew here, or just cesspool crew, whatever you call it. Like a dartboard crew. It's here to be attacked constantly. Yeah, it's definitely not the. And those that are here to awaken and all that, I don't know, we'll see how that goes. Those that haven't quite gotten to their awakening state, we'll see where that, potential awakened individuals, I guess, spiritual, go to the next level. Welcome to hell. Welcome. Here's your red pill. Welcome to hell. Welcome to your incarnation of just being attacked and everything else you got out there, personally, physically, mentally. It's not what it's cracked up to be. That's for sure. Let's see. There's a Palladian vibe here of it for disclosure. This is going to push back. I'm just going to do a conscious connection for a second and maybe agreement. But it's going to be pushback from the government because they don't want it to happen because they want control over everything. But that's either way, they're going to go against all that. They don't care. Timing, no timing. But for disclosure here, just it's going to be subtle. It'll be scary for some people. Of course, they're so used to being in fear, so of course they're going to go through a lot of get shell shock. And it's going to be like a presence, kind of like the sun, just kind of like hovering in the sky. Maybe not like that, but subtle. And people won't believe it for some time. They'll think it's a hologram or whatever it might be, and just the psychological side of it's going to be quite immense. Just with the ship just hang, they're going to think it's, what is it? It's not HARP, it's what is the other one? I forget. HARP is with the weather, and there's another Project Bluebeam or whatever the hell, whatever. Now, it's hard to, say it's going to actually happen. Of course, we've been talking about it to death, but it can be, obviously a presence over, that'd be cool, have a ship over the ocean, that'd be, you get beamed up. That'd be cool, being teleported up, that'd be nice, but it's still, you're not out of the woods. I mean, just because you connect to them doesn't mean you get to hang out with them all day. You have to connect to the people and get yelled at by everyone. Well, the idea is to make a connection here, just to translate what they're saying here in the physical. It's like it's like you do an offering of a different kind of life, and or if people want to take it or leave it, or are they gonna, if it fails, I mean, people are just gonna say no altogether, which I got plenty of that, and they just say, okay, screw you guys, and get back in their ship and fly out and just erase the timeline. I'm not sure if they're gonna do that. Just kind of phase it out, just like shut it off. Okay, well, you guys suck. We'll go someplace else. We'll just put you back, send you back to the Stone Age or whatever the hell they're gonna do. I don't know. Just put you back in the 80s or something. I don't know. I'm just talking. Doesn't mean anything about that. But I mean, obviously we're here for a reason. But of course I've said that before, and I've had no results. We say, we're here to bring in disclosure, right? And so far nothing. So it's like, okay, well. So definitely a lot of psychological warfare going on for sure. Not on the major talk shows, not anything, none of it. Just screw off and because you have to be entertaining, you have to have all these new whatever. I love the whole thing about the new information. It's like information about what? I mean, especially the SSP stuff. It's like, okay, you're on a ship on Mars, whatever, getting zapped, you grow 5 heads or whatever the hell, who cares? It's like, can you get through your Earth incarnation? Can you clear out all your shadow energies? Can you connect to the alien vibe that is actually real instead of this made up nonsense? Can you actually tap into? Can you keep your sanity when everything's getting taken away from you? When life really starts to tear you apart, because it will do that. Not everybody can handle all this shit, that's for damn sure. Just isn't what it's cracked up to be. Maybe the SSP is just a comfort zone. You're connected to the aliens, but you're not doing it in this reality. Because you're doing this reality, there's not much at all. There's not much. There's no information. There's nothing. I mean, they're not here. All you can do is give us scenarios, and that's about it. And that is just as exciting as watching grass grow. You can't really, there's really nothing you can do. You can go like, talk about, whatever's. That's it, the government and all the government officials. You can say the same thing over and, it's the same thing. It's like you talk about the school. That's why I stopped talking about it. There's nothing to report. But we'll see how it, after my recent encounter, I even forgot what date it was. I had the video, of course, when I uploaded it, but when I started talking about disclosure, when I first talked about it, that's the first day, whatever, it was about a month ago now, something like that, or a couple weeks, months, something like that. I remember the time and the place, but I forget what day it was. I guess I should write that down. That's where the whole beach thing, all of this has started up because of that. And as you can see, no flying saucer in the background. Got sun, that's about it. At least it's peaceful overall. It is chilly. To go back to the Palladian energy, just subtle. Just it's going to be right now. Obviously, there's Syrians and whatever else you got, Yahoos or whatever. Just reptilian and whatever. I have been visualizing also like the Zetas being around for some kind of disclosure at some point. What's it gonna scare the shit out of people? I mean, one thing, Palladians, the jumpsuits, that's gonna fuck people up. Okay, so the ship, you got these pretty people. They're not from here. You can just fucking feel it. And they got fucking Zetas that look like they came from, out of a nuclear reactor. Like they've been living in one for like a few thousand years. Shriveled up, bizarre look. E.T. on steroids. I mean, I guess you can say what I'm doing here is a part of disclosure. Yeah, it's a nugget if you put it out there. Are you going to be able to handle that? I mean, just the Zeta stuff is just, I can look in the mirror and see some Zeta shit. Of course, I can see some reptilian also and so on. But, of course, they're a combination of a little bit of everything. But, Zetas is going to really fuck people up. The reptilians, I think they're going to hold back for a while because they're just, it's another whole thing that's screwed up. But Zetas you can have the Palladians if that goes in that direction. Palladian, and then your messed up Zetas that are going to scare the living daylights out of people. And it's not like they're sneaking up on people. They're on a platform or whatever it might be. It's going to really fuck people up. And they're going to, you think the Palladians are going to think that's not real. Think about when the Zetas show up. That's really going to be. I tell you, the therapy, people who need help is going to definitely skyrocket. Because they're not going to be able to be, thinking clearly is not going to be happening. So, alright, I'm going to, Andromeda vibes, because I do a lot of the Palladian stuff. I do the Andromedans and give them a bit of a out here, sorry, blessings. Brings me to the Andromedans. The idea is to find some peacefulness, yes, alone time if it's available. Sometimes when you're around too many people, it's hard for someone to even find some quiet. So, if you've had some quietness, now's the time to reflect and connect and know yourself. At least try to. Not many. Yes, they want to be in relationships and all that, but they don't even know what quietness really feels like because it's always noise. So connecting to yourself is probably one of the more difficult, parts of this incarnation is to just And that's why some of you do have a loneliness. Of course, some are not ready for the world, the universe you have. They're just, you live in you're a foreign energy. And then you're used to what they see here. And it's so hard to like connect to what you bring in, especially as the galactics, and the majority is used to, as you know, what they're used to. And it's just a friendly frequency. Even if it's not friendly, they're still used to it. They can relate to others, even if it's toxic. So this new frequency is, yes, going to a foreign land. Connecting to you is like connecting to it's like going to a deserted island or a tropical island, or however you want to word it. It's just a new energy altogether, where the old world just starts to fall apart. And are they ready to let go of that world? So like connections, that you feel like you can make a connection. They see your world, it's like, I don't think so. Like they see, energetically see you as an alien, and they back, or an angelic being, or however you want to word it, and they back off. They're going to back off so long though. Eventually they'll have some kind of awakening, wherever it might be. And it can be, well, what happens is when they back off, it's all depending on the situation. When they back off too much, either they just go back into their tunnel of nowhere, or they are brought to you when you bring in some kind of awakening, like the aliens show up. Let's put it that way, and then you're seen communicating with them, or and these people that been holding back are no longer holding back. So there's that. That's why it's like a second awakening or a third awakening. The aliens timelines, no, we can't go into that. But what we can do is just basically find some peace and prosperity. What little you can find, just anything, just grab what you can.